Hey VC, Steve here at FlipSideCT. Thanks for joining me. Happy holidays, Happy New Year. Appreciate you tuning in. I really hope that everything's happy and healthy, of course, and you get some good gifts and some cash to spend for vinyl. I almost had a scare where I thought I'd lost my camera. Apparently I didn't. I found it in my suitcase, but it's like losing a wallet now if you can't find it. Oh my gosh, panic. So my last video was one of Clockwork Orange and the Rolling Stones, and you could see a little tie-in there between the two. Hopefully you got a chance to see that. And for this 16 albums I have to show, a couple from a show and several from some stores. And I have some videos to show of some stores that I went to also. And so let me jump right in. First is a Goodwill find. It's always nice when you find a Blue Note for $1. This is Stanley Turrentine. This is an 84 series, 84081, which is probably a later version, but plays sweet. Nice find for me there. There was a show I went with my friend Ron in Manhattan several weeks ago, and it's a monthly show, and small amount of vendors, but then again it's always good to go in and then look around other stores. But I did find something from a vendor friend of mine, and the album is Tastes Live at the Isle of Wight, and just a killer album. Rory Gallagher's first band, 3-piece, just great blues rock. Isle of Wight is a little island about this big on the map. It's a small island below England, just off the coast, and right in the middle of it. And a cool place where a lot of bands played. This is a phenomenal album. It's also on DVD, this show. But here we go. Taste.
I think Rory's elemental, and people could sense that. There's no pretense whatsoever. There's no showmanship which hides what the real man is. And he just came on there and played, and he would talk, and you felt like you had a one-to-one relationship with him. That's the way I see it. And his playing was incredible. You know, he's one of the very few people of that time who could make his guitar do anything, it seemed. It just seemed to be magic. I remember looking at this battered Stratocaster and thinking, how does that come out of there? You know, how does he do that?
And a paper cup, and take away that gin.
I also bought Wayne County and electric chairs. I talked about Wayne County before I bought an album. Wayne County is also Jane County, who is transgender. He was from Atlanta, Georgia, came up to New York with a lot of anger, really got his butt kicked down in Atlanta being who he was, and became his own person in Manhattan, became part of the Warhol clan factory, whatever you want to call it, but also worked in as artist and has this band with a great backup band. Started getting involved with when the Dolls sort of, like in the early 70s, especially in 74-ish, CBGBs, and was a real important factor, you know, sort of lower key in the CBGB environment, but played a real important part of that punk time frame. So this was a really cool find.
Reborn proclamation of what my child and man led to riot. You better listen.
The Notorious Bird Brothers, just a 60s album you gotta have. Just before Sweetheart at a Rodeo from 1968. and just, you know, glad, great condition. Jumped over, that was it for the show. Jumped down to the village, went to Rebel, a store I have been going to since the early 80s. Elliott Smith, a lot of you know who he is, some of you don't. Indie pop, indie folk, indie acoustic, whatever you want to call it, from the late 90s, from Omaha. Another band from Omaha. You know, they crank out some really cool music out of there. But this is a reissue, of course. This is Either Or, and this is a fantastic album. You know, a little on the slower side and mellower side type of rock.
Tickets torn in half and a lot, nothing to do. Do you miss me? Follow me down to the Rose Parade. Tripped over a dog in a choke chain collar.
But great lyricist and artist, and sad that he died in, I think it was 2003. Had some stab wounds, still under investigation, but has some really cool songs. Elliott Smith. Okay, jumping to another store in a town called Hastings on the Hudson. Clockwork Records, owned by Mike, about 3 years now. Small store, but has a great post-punk, even some punk in there, and heavy metal, and he's really big with the Misfits and you know, that whole genre. But he's learning a lot, doing a great job. Great store, wants to expand, get some albums. I bought this, get some, I should say, memorabilia. He has some good contacts and really cool things he showed me, which are out of the ordinary, and I hope he pulls through. Anyway, Daniel Lanos, if you know Eno, some of you know who he is. Katie, his first solo album in 1989. And Neville Brothers are on here. Adam Clayton, Larry Mullen from U2. He helped work with Brian Eno on Joshua Tree in production, so he had some ties in there. He's also worked with Emmylou Harris, Dylan, Robbie Robertson, Martha and the Muffins, just a whole slew of artists. But this is a lower key album, good, fun, promo. I enjoy it. So here you go. Here's some record stores. On Black Friday, my friend Ron and I were going to take a trip to the Norwood Newberry Comics record store. We wound up stopping by accident. Well, I shouldn't say. We wound up stopping at a bank in Cranston, I think it is. I can't remember. But by accident, we stumbled on Newberry Comics right there. He got what he wanted. He got more than he wanted. I didn't get anything Black Friday. There was nothing I really wanted to spend on. But from there, we decided to go to Providence and check out a bunch of stores. So here's a few video clips of the stores. So check it out, Providence, Rhode Island. And there's one store from New London, Connecticut. What's your name?
Kevin. Kevin. And how long you been in business, Kevin?
A little over 4 years, 4.5 years,
Was
going
it
on 4.5.
was this a dream or?
I'd say it would have to be at least a proportion of a
Yeah.
dream. You know what I mean?
Are you the only partner in here?
Yeah. I have my wife. Is like
Yeah.
my silent, support partner, I guess.
And do you do like eBay also? No,
I don't,
just strictly.
I don't. I've sold a couple records on eBay and just didn't really
Yeah.
care.
Okay.
I like
And
keeping the cool ones on the shelf, and not selling them. Just
excellent.
Yeah.
And how has the business been? Have you seen any trends going on, or steady, slow at times?
I think in just the minimum 4 years that I've been open, it has changed a ton. I definitely think
To the positive.
I think both ways.
Okay.
When I initially opened the store 4 years ago, I was like way more focused on like tons of new records and really, being a big supporter of new vinyl and stuff.
Indeed, yeah.
And I have to say, in the 4 years, in the last couple, I've really sort of backed off on it a little bit. It's just everything has gotten so
It's not,
expensive.
people aren't buying.
It's it's more. Do I want to spend $15? Guessing whether or not somebody is
Right,
going to want
right.
to buy the new record
Right.
that I'm spending $15 on. I do a little bit. I switched a little bit more to special ordering. I'm totally down to get whatever you want.
Yeah.
Maybe if I have a couple weeks notice or a week notice,
Right.
stuff like that. And kind of trying to more get what people are looking for, not what I think people want.
Now, there's a couple stores in Providence,
Several
right?
handful,
And
5, 6. Yeah.
you all do your specialty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the cool thing is, Armageddon over on the west side, they have a great, shop focusing tons on like, hardcore sort of metal punk stuff.
Okay.
They got a ton of great,
Yeah.
records in 7 inches in that genre, as well as, your standard used fare too.
Yeah.
They have another shop up in Boston, which is totally awesome. And they've been doing it, for over 10 years now, and certainly they're a great shop. Analog Underground over there
Yeah.
has great used stuff. Steve down the road at Round Again, he's got tons of awesome used records. Has been there since the
Round
early
Again.
80s. Yeah, Round Again. What Cheer over on Thayer Street.
Yeah.
It's a great new and used store. So I think everybody in the city is kind of doing a little bit of their own
Yeah.
thing. For
Well,
sure.
The most important thing is that you're surviving and paying some bills
Yeah.
and
Oh, definitely.
eating.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a lot of work. I'm here 7 days a week. 10 to 7 for
Yeah.
the most part. So certainly
Labor
it's,
of love, too.
Yeah.
And
But I get to do this, so it's certainly
this
fun
is
times.
like an ultimate dream for any geek, you know.
Yeah, it's fun
Excellent.
times for sure.
Thank you so much,
Definitely. What was your name?
Steve.
Steve. Yeah. Thanks, man.
I'm really sorry about that. There was like a $5, pipe, and someone broke it. Sure. That's a little different, Yeah, but that's right. Beautiful, expensive, extravagant, one of a kind. All right, man. We'll be back.
Let me just ask you. So what's your name?
Chris Beltry.
And how long you been here for?
We opened in 1999 in a different location, but we've been in this space for about 3.5 years.
And how is business?
Great. Yeah, our first location was in Wayland Square on the same street, but it's being here on Thayer Street is right at the college doorstep.
Oh, the university's right here.
Brown and RISD, so we get a lot of students, Also, like there are a few schools in the neighborhood, and we even get like middle school kids.
Middle school
kids coming in.
So, are you getting used albums, new ones, both?
Both. I think younger generations buy a lot of the new stuff because they're trying to buy the classics, and it's stuff that is getting harder to find used.
Are you finding people selling you collections still?
Definitely.
Yeah, they know where to come.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well,
I mean, we've been around so long that you get word of mouth.
And how about the competition? Because I see a couple stores around. Is it you guys pretty on your own? Just mind your own business?
Kind of. I mean, there are some great stores, and on the west side there's Armageddon, which is geared towards more punk and hardcore, but they have a diverse selection. But Thayer Street, I moved to Providence in the early '90s, and there were 6 record stores on this street alone then, and now we're the only one. So it's not as competitive as it used to be, but even then it was a kind of a community, you know.
So the first store, Chicken Shack. This is a comp album from England, 1988. This is a UK import. Just four sides here of great music, blues music. Chicken Shack, blues rock. There's a second store I did not tape. The guy had some OCD. I asked him if I could. It was just an issue. I said, forget it. I mean, I was just looking through records, and the guy's fixing the records as I'm looking and just tilting them. I mean, it was just, okay. I did walk out of there with the Spencer Davis Group, this comp album. This is Golden Archive series. And one I was looking for, the Georgia Satellites in the Land of Salvation and Sin. I believe their 4th one. Great, straightforward rock and roll. So the second video, there was a little store, actually fun store, a lot of things there. Leon Russell and the Shelter People, good blues rock. Jumping to Armageddon, it's also a store in, I believe, Cambridge, Mass. Good music there, a lot of assorted music, but I did pick up 2 records. Well-Respected Kinks. This is from Marble Arch, MAL 612. This is B-sides. A few other singles, I guess, also. You really got me's on here. But I don't understand when this came out. It has to be a reissue from Pi Records, MAL 612. Someone knows. I also bought 4th World Volume, Possible Musics, John Hassel and Brian Eno, basically because Brian Eno, a little strange album, a lot of sounds, some ambient music here, but just different. Jumping to New London, Connecticut, Telegraph was really fun. They had the band going, really cool, great place. I picked up Fogerty's second from 1975. Basically sounds like Fogerty. First side is really, really good. Jimmy Johnson, Barroom Preacher. Sounds like a barroom jams to me. Great, just good blues, Chicago blues from Jimmy Johnson. 86 years old now, still playing. And Gasoline. Comp album. Ben Ryan Rock shows this a lot. Band from Denmark. turned me on to this, and I saw this. I picked it up. I don't usually see this. From 1974, a demo. Their comp greatest hits, good straight rock and roll. An album, I only have one more left, a Robin Hitchcock. This one's The Eye, from 1990. Needed this, and I have one more to go, so cool. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed that. And upcoming, I got some a show to do, and also a flea market, and also some store finds. So I got a few things to show. Again, happy holidays. Keep smiling, everybody. I hope you're all healthy and happy, and enjoy your rock and roll, your music, your jazz, your all above. Take care. Bye.